Hiya guys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, I'm Sean Hills and this is A Soul's Experience, a channel dedicated to helping the human race remember who we really are. It's amazing, one of the things I've learned on my spiritual journey is the amount of contradictions I come across. Some of these contradictions are very, very small and minute and, could be this way, could be that way, what's the big deal? Some of these contradictions are so big that it leaves us questioning what is right, what is wrong. Is this way the right way for my path? Is this the way the right way for their path? Am I supposed to be going this way rather than following that way? It can get confusing, really, really confusing. One of the biggest things that gets to me that we're trying to break free from is some of the old indoctrinations and methods, teachings that have been sown into spirituality through religion. Now, I'm not knocking on religion. Religion does many, many, many great things and has done great things. However, unfortunately, the message of love has been skewed and manipulated by man over thousands of years, leaving us with a distorted, kind of confusing and contradicting view of what is real. So as a child, I was brought up a Catholic, and in the Catholic religion, it's super strict. And if you're going to follow it, my mum's side of the family was Irish. I actually lived in Ireland for a year, and part of that time I lived with some very, very religious Catholic families where forced to go to church and 6 o'clock in the morning, freezing cold, and if you didn't, you were going to be damned to hell. And for a 7 or 8 year old child who was constantly told I was being naughty, I was convinced I was going to burn with the devil for eternity. So what chance did I have? What was the point in being alive? What was the point in trying if I was already condemned? And this was the kind of fear-based faith that a lot of us were brought up in. This fear that we was going to make mistakes, that we had already got it wrong, that we had already sinned by definition of being born, that the normal human functions, the human biology of a human being was sinful. Our normal hormonal reactions to growing older, going through puberty and being attracted to the opposite sex or the same sex, whatever tickles your fancy, doesn't really matter, that it was sinful. That to want to have fun was sinful. And this is what I want to talk about today, sin. Because sin has left a dirty taste in a lot of our mouths for an unnecessary reason. Simply, it cannot be true. Sin cannot actually exist if we are going to believe the new lessons of spirituality that we are starting to learn today. Some of the truths through near-death experiences, through people with pre-birth memories. Lots of people that I myself consider to be very, very reputable, professionals, doctors, surgeons, RAF pilots, and the everyday person like me or you. I myself have seen evidence with my own eyes. Maybe not my human eyes, but I saw in the spirit. And you can see, and you can hear, and there is colours, and there are things, and there are living beings on the other side of the veil. It is all true. I have seen it for myself. I wouldn't be up here telling you otherwise. There are many, many other things I could lie about to grab your attention. Fear-based stuff that has been shown to get triple, if not quadruple, the amount of views because it plays to our basic animal instinct of survival, where you are never ever going to get a fear-based video on this channel. Yes, prophetic warnings that we can then pray over, like the warning of the Trafalgar Square attack. We won't go into it on this video, but there was a massive terrorist attack stopped in London shortly after I made that video. Don't want to talk about it in this video because we're not there for that. But you will never find a fear-based video on this channel, because this channel is based at love and awakening and helping with the awakening of mankind. And one thing that is hindering, a real hindrance, a real pain in the arse, I'm just going to say it. One thing that is a real pain and has been a pain in my backside for a long time is this back and forth, back and forth, back and forth with sin. And if not sin, then making a mistake. And then if not making mistakes, then what can we call it? Does it even exist to make a mistake as human beings know it? Yes, we can feel when something doesn't feel in alignment with our true nature of who we truly are. We can become unaligned. Yes, we can become distant from divinity. Yes, we can play this game of duality. And there are rules set in this game, times if we have to have patience, like patience really is a virtue. Because there are times where we are given clues, helps, understandings, downloads, remembrances from the other side, and we given a choice when we wake up to align ourselves again. It's part of the game, but this game is wrapped in a play. We are actors on a stage. And if we are to believe this and believe some of the evidence from some of the people I've spoken about earlier, the pre-birth memories, the near-death experiences, we're going to have to do a deep dive on this channel and get the recordings of some of these evidences. Thousands of examples out there. You'll be able to find them yourself. Thousands of great examples, and you'll know the truth when you hear it. You'll feel the truth when you hear it. So these people talk about, especially people with the pre-birth memories, these people talk about, and near-death experiences, people that have passed over to the other side, people that have mediums also that contact people in spirit, beings in spirit. So these people talk about detailing their lives down to what colour eyes they're going to have, how tall they're going to be, who their friends are going to be, what schools they're going to go to, who their parents are going to be, what jobs they're going to have. These beings and these spirits and these people talk about, before we come here, pre-planning our lives. Almost like someone's wrote a script. There is a script that is written. And I believe as well, I think it's the Hebrew religion, the Jewish people, they say that your name goes down in the book. There's a book and your life is written in it, and you live your life. But if that's true, what about free will, I hear you saying? But what about free will? Well, I believe, and this is my theory, see if it resonates with you, see if it doesn't. I believe that our free will is the reaction to the circumstances that are written down in the stars. So the stuff that is all pre-planned, our lives, what we're going to look like, what we're going to sound like, our awkward interactions with others, who our best friend's going to be, our first girlfriend to our last wife, boyfriend, husband, whatever it may be. Literally everywhere we're going to live, our parents, our siblings, our pets, our first pet, our first cat, our first dog, our first budgie, hamster, whatever it is, all pre-planned before coming here. The nasty name you called your best friend in the playground. The bag of crisps you stole off your uncle's side when he said you wasn't allowed any. The little keys you took as you got a bit older to your dad's car for just a little drive around the Morrison's car park. I'll give it back, Dad, I promise. You're only 14, get out of that bloody car. The little mistakes we made, all pre-planned, written down in the book. All pre-planned, written down in the book. Yet someone told us, growing up, someone in a big pointy hat told us growing up, that those mistakes that were pre-planned, mistakes, air quotes, those actions, those experiences in duality that were pre-planned, we are now going to burn in hell for that. That just sounds like, well, for starters, there is absolute no point to that. That makes no sense. There is no evolution in that. There's only de-evolution, taking a perfectly beautiful soul and saying, come here, beautiful soul, come to this beautiful planet. We're going to write this list out of all these naughty things and good things and funny things and sad things. It's a human life. Yeah? Good and bad, the ugly. The good, the bad, the ugly. All of it. The days you're healthy, the days you're sick, the day you're born, the day you die. The jobs, everything. The hobbies, everything. You broke an arm when you were 13? Right, let's write that in the book. You're going to break an arm skateboarding when you're 30. Let's put that in the book. Oh, you're going to catch pneumonia when you're 50, but you'll get through it. It'll take a month, but you get through it. Put that in the book. Because that's going to make you appreciate your lungs a bit more now. You're going to look after yourself after that now, hopefully. That's your free will. We're going to give you pneumonia when you're 50. Will you look after yourself now? Will you quit the fags? Will you quit the boozing? The clubbing? We've all been there. And you're going to quit all that. We can throw some pneumonia for you. See, you get through it, but will you learn your lesson? Oh, he learnt his lesson. Right. You learnt your lesson. You learnt your lesson. You know, you learnt your lesson in this life, did you? You know, we'll give you some help. You know? It's all pre-planned. Yet, all of them things that are pre-planned, they're now sins. We're going to send you down. After that, we're going to send you to this place. All them things we've all agreed, not just you, but all of your guides, your spirit guides, all the people helping you with your life that have agreed to come down and guide you, agreed to be with you. And if we're going to believe in spirit guides and guardian angels, if we're going to believe in them, but yet they help us with our life before we come here, we're going to believe that. Yet then how can we believe in sin? How can we even believe in a mistake? And you know, I looked something up. Sin backwards is nis. And nis in Latin means is not. And then if you take nis into Old English, you'll find the word real. And if you put them together, this is absolutely true. And there's clues everywhere. You can try this. Sin is not real. Sin is not real. It's hidden in Latin and Old English, which I found just from playing around with words. I love taking words, reversing them and seeing what they mean in Old Latin, in Old English, in some of the early languages. And it came up, sin is not real. Funnily enough, genuinely, go check it yourself. I actually made a video about 2 years ago about it, a year ago. I actually made a video, sin is not real. You'll see me doing the process on the phone, doing the whole process. So I thought I'd throw that in there. So if we're going to believe in the pre-birth planning, if we're going to believe in the guardian angels coming down, if we're going to believe in all the beautiful part of the story, then we have to be brave enough to say what is not right with the story. What doesn't make sense? If we're going to believe in stuff that logically, okay, I'm going to go have a life. Yay! If you're just going to throw people down here to get on with it, no planning whatsoever, no... There may have been, I mean, I don't know. If that was the case, then no, it just can't be. Because all you have to do is look back at your own past. And you can say to yourself, well, if I didn't meet that person, I wouldn't have moved there. But then if I didn't get kicked out of there, I wouldn't have ended up moving here and I wouldn't have met my bloody wife. I can say all these, I can go back literally to when I was to a child and I can link how certain stages in my life has led me to meeting the woman of my dreams, having a family and a life I could never have dreamed of. Coming from an addict, homeless, prison, had nobody, living in the devilish energy when I was asleep before I was awakened 5 years ago. Now I'm 2 years sober, off the alcohol, don't do drugs, drink, nothing, I don't party, I don't do all that no more. Living a sinful life. But however, what happens is we often use that feeling of guilt, that feeling of trauma to get better. Because that's the way this place was designed. That's the way it was designed. Everything down here has been designed. And it is very, very obvious. Everything down here has been designed specifically for you. Your life is uniquely tailored for you. Your experiences uniquely tailored for you. The mistakes and the successes. Because there ain't no successes either. If we're going to buy that logic, there's no such thing as a mistake, then we can't be proud and say, well, I accomplished this and I accomplished that. We may have done, there may have been times that I felt tough and we had choice, free will. We had free will within a period of time. Within a period of the now, we had the free will. And yes, there may also be multiple timelines running simultaneously when we can make decisions. But all of that would have also been pre-planned. So what if I take a left? Well, let's find out. Okay. So maybe maybe your pre-birth memories wasn't just this is going to happen. Maybe it's like this is going to happen, but here's your options, and you study them and you know them. Okay. So when you go down, you have that little voice in your head telling you, I shouldn't do this. Your intuition telling you, because there's a part of you that knows what's going to happen if you do it. Am I right? When we have that voice in our head and we think, man, this is bad, and you know what's going to happen. Oh, you do it anyway, and it happens. It's like you predicted the future. It's like you predicted the future. Who could have thought? And you knew, if I don't do this and I go this way, that won't happen. And it doesn't happen. You predicted the future again. Who would have thought? Who would have thought us mere little human beings so powerful in our decisions? Because we're not mere little human beings. And we're learning that through videos like this, through you guys. I learn from you guys. You know, I learn from your reactions to these videos, from the comments. I learn how you respond. And I can see beyond the lies that are shown through the mainstream that actually the love and the light are growing far, far quicker and evolving far, far faster than we are being led to believe. In fact, it's not even being reported. You will not go on the British Broadcasting Channel, the BBC, or you won't go on CNN, or you won't go on NBC or PBS or any of them and find them saying, did you know we're in the middle of a great awakening? Right smack bang in the middle. We could call it the start of the golden age, yes. But it's the great awakening. The year of great tribulation. The dying of the old. The apocalypse of the Piscean age. The four horsemen have ridden. They are gone. And we are riding ourselves on the white stallion of glory, straight into the golden age of Aquarius. Again, clues left for us merely 30, 40 years before the Great Awakening. People writing songs and books all over the place. Aquarius, way! You know, we all know it. We all thought it was a song, and it's coming true. It's coming true. And more than that, before I even knew anything about this spirituality, astrologists had been talking about this year, next year, and 2027. 2027 keeps coming up, but we're not giving up on the catalyst to 2025 on this channel. Oh no. No. There's not a lot of months left. There is not a lot of months left. And that can only mean one thing: the catalyst is near. The catalyst is near, but I'm so excited to see what it is. Because from a spiritual point of view, knowing, believing that there is no mistakes does one thing for us. It relieves us of the feeling of guilt. And guilt is one of the biggest blockers to joy. Right next to fear. You got fear and you got guilt. Guilt and shame. Guilt and shame drive people to end their own lives. Guilt and shame lead people to behave in ways that they would never have dreamed of towards their loved ones and their families. Guilt and shame can slowly condemn a man or a woman to a lifetime of imprisonment within their own minds. Guilt and shame kills. Slowly, painfully, guilt and shame kills. It kills dreams and it kills people. And I want you to know today, I want you to believe today in the truth that you have nothing to feel guilty for. You have nothing to be ashamed of. There's a reason people say we all make mistakes, because every single one of us has chosen to write into our story challenges. These are challenges that give us the opportunity to grow and to heal. Not just our wounds, but the wounds of ancestral trauma, generations of people living in guilt and shame for a life that they signed up for to help the collective consciousness of humanity and God themselves. Imagine being a beautiful soul and you were given the option to have a life on earth, but it involved you being a wicked, wicked person, and you were going to affect many lives. But this was a mere catalyst for these people to go through trauma, to awaken to the fact that they are divine. You was going to play such an important role against who you truly were. A piece of God, a child of love. You agreed to go to this low density planet to play a wicked role, to try and help the evolution of humanity. And for that, your punishment is to live in guilt and shame, and to be told for your whole human life that you were wrong, that you were sinful, that you were going to burn in hell for your actions. When all you done was come here to try and help. That don't seem right to me. That doesn't feel like anything that God would want for his children. A negative energy out there that wants to hurt humanity, hurt God, keep us from who we truly are. That negative energy that I will not name. Yes, corrupt men, corrupted by demons, that will try to corrupt man and religion and faith and have us believing that we are sinful. Yes, there is an entity out there that will try and do that, but not our God. Not our Father, our Mother, our All, our Omega and our Alpha. Not our God. And so I am here today to tell you to let go of your guilt and let go of your shame. For you are loved, wanted, cherished and needed. And your participation down here with this human experience is just as important as any other being that has lived or stepped foot on this planet before. We are all spiritual cogs in a great divine machine, and if one of us is removed, the machine doesn't work, God doesn't work, consciousness doesn't grow. We are all that interconnected. Yet we are led to believe that this person up here, because they're a multi-millionaire and sing a song, they're better than the man down here on the street who doesn't have a penny to their name. Yet this person wouldn't be celebrated if this person didn't exist, and this person wouldn't be who they are if this person wasn't so materialistic. So they kind of need each other to be able to have that experience. And it's been this way for thousands of years. But luckily, the experience of duality, and finally, for all of us that have had many, many, many lifetimes separated from our home, it is coming to an end. We are all going back to who we truly were. We are all going to reunite in harmony and in love, if you so wish. If you put your focus and attention on the love you see, you will soon realize that you have never made one mistake, that you came here to do exactly what you promised God, to live your human experience and live your life the best you can. And that's all we can all do. So I do want to thank you for being down here with me and all of us at this great time of awakening. It is tough, but it is really, really beautiful. And if there's one thing, come here, ducky. If there's one thing we like on earth, it's a little bit of beauty. Isn't it, doggy? It's a little bit of beauty. So till next time, please take care of yourselves. You need to brush your teeth. Please take care of yourselves. So we'll see you really, really, really soon. And please remember to let go of that guilt, because it's just not getting us anywhere. Yeah, doesn't get the human race anywhere. And it makes us, like I say, behave in a way that we're not, out of alignment. But luckily, with the energy of the planet and the energy what is coming in at the minute from the sun, going back into alignment is becoming easier and more fun and joyful every single day. So till next time, please take care of yourselves. Love those around you, love your families, love your pets, love your siblings. Just love everyone, but don't forget to love yourselves. Take care, guys. I'll see you soon.
There's not much to do when all I can is thinking about you. Not